if someone sa Pinas would ask you, napaganda ba talaga yung buhay mo sa Canada? Can you or can we actually answer that with full confidence or may hesitation?
Hello everyone! We're back! Dito kami ngayon sa episode 2 ng Snow Silog Podcast. So in today's episode, we're going to discuss about opportunities here in Canada. Meron pa rin bang better opportunity? And kung yung mga work experiences natin sa Pilipinas really matter when we get here sa Canada. At pag-usapan din namin yung today's job market this year, 2026, at yung effect nito sa'yo as a temporary foreign worker. If you're a temporary foreign worker, ano effect sa'yo nung job market, current job market?
Yes, so ang dami nating topic today.
Yeah,
So,
itatry natin i-discuss lahat.
yeah. Kung may 5 or more years of experience back home ka, bakit ang default thinking is back to zero lahat? So, kung back to zero lahat, mapapaganda ba talaga ang buhay mo sa Canada? So, we'll answer that.
Mhm. When it comes to your status in Canada, let's say dalawa kayong applicant, both Filipino, same experiences, same education, same skills, but pero magkaiba kayo ng status. One is a PR, which is a permanent resident, and a temporary foreign worker. Do you think sino yung makaka-receive ng callback or follow-up like pre-screen or interview?
Yeah, lahat tayo pinagdaanan natin, especially yung bagong salta pa lang tayo dito sa Canada, talagang apply lang na apply. Kahit anong trabaho, a-applyan. So, nandun yung maghihintay tayo kasi syempre hindi naman lahat ng employers ma-attract dun sa resume natin. Especially kapag na-realize nila na yung experiences mo is or
From way back
let's
home.
say, oo, yung wala pang experiences dito sa Canada. I think that really matters too, nung bago pa lang dito sa Canada.
Mhm.
As of now, I'm looking for a new job. So tingnan natin kung madali na sa akin ngayon having my experience na makahanap ng trabaho. And
So,
Sasagutin
paano
mo
ba
ba?
nagsimula ang lahat, Isa?
Paano ba nagsimula ang lahat? Noong 1991, charing.
inanganak ka.
Pinanganak si Isa. Hmm.
Paano nagsimula? Sa akin, nag-move ako in June 2023. So, nag-move ako as PR, Express Entry Pathway Skilled Worker. Saskatchewan nominated me. So sasabihin ng lahat, oy, ang ganda naman ng pathway mo, PR kagad pagdating mo. Pero yung catch doon is more than ang daming paperwork na nakadikit doon, wala naman akong job. So, I think yun yung pagkakaiba, like sa yung iba yung mga close work permit. Pupunta sila, may trabaho sila. Ako, dumating akong PR, pero wala akong job. So, isa rin ako sa mga nag-apply ng marami. So, ang target ko noon, nung bagong dating ako and after kong ma-process yung jet lag, is mag-apply ng 100 applications per day. As in binibilang ko yung sent items ko at the end of the day para lang masabi kong nagawa ko siya.
Wow, ang dami.
So, nag-commit ako
Perfect
doon.
score.
Siyempre, may mga days na nakaka-frustrate na hanggang 50 lang. Or nauubos din kasi yung jobs. Pero yun nga, paano ma-achieve yung 100 applications? Huwag kang choosy. I think, I always say that, and we always say that, na
Mhm.
nandyan yung trabaho. Kung trabaho lang nandyan. Pero huwag kang choosy. Kasi ako, ina-applyan ko noon lahat, even yung stock clerk, apple picker, butcher, driver, taga-buhat ng 20 pounds or 20 kilos, whatever. Lahat yun ina-applyan ko. So, hindi ako naging choosy sa akin. Basta meron lang ako makuha na may papasok na income, go for it. So, yun. And then, after a month, I landed a minimum wage jobs dun sa sa Cash Money, which is yung para siyang Money Mart, Western Union, yung nagpapautang.
Mhm.
So, hindi siya in line sa background ko as corporate finance, pero, well, pera-pera, apparently, na-connect nila yun.
Mhm.
Magkano yung
Pero,
minimum wage nun?
shit, hindi ko maalala. $70.
Okay.
Oo. I think slightly above minimum ako nun.
Mm.
Slightly.
I think so too kasi ang minimum ng,
Alberta.
Saskatchewan
Ay,
ngayon kasi 15.30. So feeling ko during that time, siguro mga
so above,
15.
kind of above the minimum.
I think.
Oo.
Though yun, sa mahal naman ng gastusin, minimum pa rin yun. So yun. Nakuha ko yan after a month of sipag. But I think nakakuha lang din ako ng edge kasi Pinoy yung manager. So, nakalusot ako. And then on the side, kasi may mga kakilala ko dun sa first city na pinuntahan ko, sa Musjo. So, meron akong casuals on the side na, or ano lang, papatulong lang sa bookkeeping for 2 hours. So, ganon. So, hindi siya cash job, declared job to.
Mm.
Nagka-T4 ako dito. So,
Lahat legal.
yun. Lahat legal. Hindi ko naman sinasabing huwag tayong mag-cash job. Meron talaga nangangailangan. Pero yung experience ko, I didn't have to go that way na magka-cash job ako for money. Ayun, and then on the side, take ako ng courses. I was working on my CPA Canada recognition, tapos take ako ng certification for data analytics at that time, just to keep myself busy kasi syempre, pag solo immigrant, dami mong nidi-absorb kasi though may pinuntahan akong kakilala, doon ko lang din naman nakilala.
Mhm.
So, hindi ganun yung comfort level. So, everything is solo mo pa rin. So, nagna-navigate ka, nag-a-adjust ka sa daily living. So, ang naging outlet ko nun is, more than work is, keep myself busy. I think up until now, yun yung outlet ko. Kailangan may ginagawa ako.
Mhm.
Kaya, yun.
To keep you
Ah,
sane.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Sane pa ba? Sino? Ah, biglang nabaliw. So, yun yung start ko. Hindi porke PR ako dumating, hayahay na agad yung buhay ko. Kasi kinailangan ko ring maghanap ng trabaho. So, yeah, that's
Mm.
when I first arrived. How about you, Mami Se?
Ako, yung first job ko sa McDonald's, I was hired kasi mga Pinoy yung manager. Hinintay nila ako, even nung nagpa-process pa lang yung renewal ng work permit. Kasi we arrived April 2021, by July, after 3 months, expired na yung visa ko noon. So, I told them na pinaprocess na yung renewal, and then hinintay nila yung ma-release, and then nag-start ako ng September 2021. Then I had to stop ng January due to personal reasons, and then nung medyo stable na yung work permit ko, let's say February 2024, nag-start na akong mag-apply maghanap ng accounting job. Accounting jobs through Indeed, Jobs Canada, online. So, I submitted some interviews, like recorded interviews, because kind of post-pandemic pa lang. So, I had to record myself on the interview, answer those questions, blah, blah, blah. And then come April 2022, I was hired as accounting technician. So, yun yung first accounting job ko.
Parang 1 year. 1 year the making yung mabalik ka sa accounting. Parang ganun.
Oo, kasi aside dun sa, or constraints nung work permit, kasi nga, may expire na siya ng may expire. Kasi
Mhm.
hindi ko rin naasikaso yung passport ko sa Pinas, kasi close yung mga offices.
COVID.
Dependent yun sa expiration ng passport. So, I had to wait. So, dito na ako
Mhm.
nag-renew ng passport nun. So, first job as accounting, as a accounting technician, and then, nung na-realize ko lang din yung effect nung having temporary status, when
Mhm.
one of my colleagues asked me about my rate. Kasi nga, when we talked about it, sabi niya, um, parang na-mention niya na medyo binarat ako dun sa salary dahil sa status ko nga. So,
Mhm.
I was able to ask din ng raise, I mean, during the job offer, kasi ang sinabi ko naman nun is, galing ako ng work from home job kasi dinala ko yung job ko from the Philippines, which is a remote work. And then sabi ko, konting adjustment lang to compensate for food and transportation. And then nag-agree naman sila. So I think happy na ako doon. Bilang island,
Naka-hourly ka pa nun.
salaried.
Salaried ka na agad.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Mababang salary. Oo. Oo, salaried na siya, pero yun nga. So I was lucky na I was landed that job during that time. So,
Mm,
yeah.
mm.
I think malaking bagay din yung having Filipinos around you na nakagba-backup. Like yun, hinintay nila yung sa McDonald's, hinintay nila na ma-release yung work permit ko, and then at the onset ng hawak ko na yung permit, nag-start na ako. So,
Mm.
yeah, malaking tulong. Shout out to my former managers in McDonald's. Salamat sa pag-hire.
Oo nga.
Hmm.
Ako
Ikaw ba,
naman,
Maymor?
yeah, yung experience ko naman. So, similar kay Isa, pareho kaming landed immigrant. Pero in my case, it wasn't my own work. It was under my mom's. So, si Mama, nanny siya dito sa Canada. So, during that time, meron pa nung nanny program na mapi-PR siya, and at the same time, lahat ng dependents niya, makakasama niya, mapi-PR status. So, ganun yung nangyari sa amin. So, that was in the year 2015, month of March.
Dinosaur era
I,
na naman natin.
I came to Canada. So, that was 11 years ago.
So, ang nuno namin
Oh,
sa Canada.
nuno. Pero parang yung gap namin dito sa Canada, parang ano lang, months lang, or few years lang. Anyway, so during our time, iba yung atmosphere noon. Nandun pa yung parang idea na parang back to zero ka talaga. Wala pa nung nagta-thrive na ipakita yung galing mo sa sarili. Para talagang back to zero.
Pero
So I
mindset din na, I mean ako, mindset ko din yun na kahit anong job papasukin ko or hindi ako magiging choosy when I got
mm,
here. So, kahit ano, basta may work, parang ganun.
yeah. Ganun naman nga talaga siguro. Tsaka alam mong bagong salta ka. So yun na yung parang expectation mo talaga. Yun yung una mong i-expect. Yun nga, I think I got lucky na nandiyan si mama. So, yung paghahanap ng trabaho, parang hindi ko ginawa yung 100 applications
Walang
sa
masyadong
agency.
pressure, makakakain ka
Walang,
pa rin.
walang masyadong pressure.
99.9% only.
Oo. Parang ano lang, kung
Parang
ano lang.
alcohol.
Ewan ko kung nag-apply ako. Hindi ko maalala kung nag-a-apply ako. Parang wala, easy lang talaga. Parang
Mm.
dependent kay mama for a month or two. Kasi dumating kami March, parang nagkatrabaho ko May na. And that is through the help of mama pa. Si mama pa yung naghanap ng trabaho for me.
Thanks,
So,
Mama.
thanks mama. Si
Ayaw
mama
ka na
kasi
niya sa
parang,
bahay.
si mama parang, meron siyang racket nun dun sa casino na cleaner siya dun sa casino. So, may nakausap siyang manager dun sa gaming department. Tapos yon tinry na ipasok ako. Luckily, nakapasok naman sa casino. And I think, napakaswerte ko kasi hindi ako nagsimula as minimum wage. Maybe in papers, minimum wage yung rate ng mga casino workers, pero at the same time, meron kasi kaming tips. Which is yung tips mas malaki pa sa sahod. I remember, ang sahod namin nun ay 2015. So,
2015. Tan tan tan.
So,
tan,
ano
tan,
to,
tan, tan.
11 years ago.
Oo, feeling ko 12 or 13 an hour.
Tapos ngayon, magkano na ang minimum?
Wala, 15.
15.
15 lang tinaas.
Sa 11
15.
years, ganun lang yun na i-up? Kasi hindi
Oo,
minimum yung 12 nung 2015.
yun yung minimum. Kasi casino worker yung casino worker sadyang minimum. Minimum
Grabe,
lang talaga.
$3 lang yun na-up within 11
Ay, no,
years.
no, 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 no. I remember. It's not 13. 11. 11.50. Parang 11.50. Alam mo, itanong ko na si chat.
It's okay. Wala naman na magpa-fact check.
Okay,
Nagulat
wala
lang
akong
ako.
magpa-fact check. Okay, let's say 11.50 yung minimum wage.
Ah,
Tapos yung tips noon, mas malaki pa sa hourly rate. So, malaki, medyo maayos yung kitaan talaga. So, swerte. And then, syempre bago ka sa Canada, yung parang ang una kong city or town nun is Fort McMurray. Ang Fort McMurray para siyang walang wala masyadong buhay. Parang work lang talaga. Kasi nasa isolated place siya dito sa Alberta. Nandun yung oil sands, yung oil extraction mga companies. Dahil nga uso din nun yung parang double job, triple job. So tinry ko rin mag double job nun. I work sa Shell as an associate. So, I think during my days off sa casino, nag-work ako naman sa Shell. Parang 7 times a week ako nag-work nun. And then sa Shell, I think, yeah, minimum lang yung sahod namin sa Shell. No? Ako noon, napaka-idealistic. Sabi ko, every year uwi ako ng Pilipinas, mag-iipon, tas papakasaya. Pero hindi siya natupad.
At least may idea.
May
It's the
idea.
thought
Oo.
that counts. So yun, so iba-iba yung pathway sa akin. Express entry kay Memot, dependent kay Mama, si Mami Se sa you
Lamia,
got the work permit
skilled work
pero galing sa husband mo.
husband.
Tama ba?
Mm-mm.
Pero at the end of it, dun sa stories natin, pare-pareho lang din tayo nung simula. Like,
Mhm.
trabaho. Ano tayong trabaho?
Mhm.
Trabaho. Yeah.
Yung bang kasino mo, Memot, Pinoy din yung kinausap nung
Yes, of course,
So
Pinoy.
parang the
Oo.
gist of it is lahat tayo kung makakalandang job kung may makukuha kang kabayan.
Oo.
Mhm. Ang saya.
So,
Hello, Kuya Eddie. If you're watching, thank you.
dapat pala nagsha-shout out.
Oo.
So yun ang susi, maghanap ng Pinoy na employer. You wouldn't know that actually. So indeed.
Yun yung easiest path.
Easiest path. Oo. Word of mouth.
Yun yung story ng
Mhm.
when we
Mhm.
first arrived. Pero if we fast forward, eventually, nagmatter ba yung experience natin sa Pinas? Kasi default yun eh. Kahit ako, I'm sure pati kayo, laging ang press release is, wala, back to zero. Walang
Mhm.
magmamatter sa lahat ng yan. So, I think it's important na pag-usapan natin ng background natin sa Pinas and paano natin nagamit dito.
Mhm.
Diba? So, you wanna start, Mami Se?
I would say my work experience or accounting experience way back home in the Philippines did matter when I got hired as accounting technician, my first ever accounting job here in Canada. Kasi, well, first job here in Canada, so wala akong any accounting experience locally. So, when it comes to Canadian experience, but then during the interview, I had to sell myself kung ano yung ginagawa ko sa Pilipinas in a way na related kung ano yung Canadian standards. I would say na sabihin mo lang yung right terminology. Kasi parang naging way ko before is based on the job postings and they have the responsibilities. I just mentioned what is relevant responsibilities dun sa job postings nila. And then while doing it, I think nakatulong kasi I got hired even though it's not I mean even though the salary is not relatively same with my colleagues which are already have Canadian experience. So I would say my home country accounting work experiences did matter nung time ko.
Well, ako
What
naman,
do you think?
yeah.
Based on your experience.
Yung experience ko naman kasi nung nasa Pilipinas pa lang ako, nag-iisa-isa lang. I was teaching, sa, sa maliit na kolehiyo sa Lipa,
Ba, hindi yun
Batangas.
maliit. Grabe ka sa ano.
Ang layong-layo, yun yung natatandaan ko.
Kolehiyong layong-layo. Ang galing! Ang galing
Hindi
mo
naman
naman.
kolehiyong liit na liit.
Kolehiyo ng lungsod ng Lipa. Hello sa mga dati kong estudyante na nanonood niya.
Ang daming shout out.
Kasi may pauso nun si Mami Z, and I love it. Parang bigla akong, parang siyang icebreaker. So kung tutuusin, parang wala talagang relevant experience ako nung dumating ako sa Canada. Hindi man ako pwede siguro magturo nun sa postgraduate students. Kaya nasasabi ko, hindi siya masyado talagang naging nakatulong sa akin yung experience ko sa Canada. Kaya talagang back to zero. So, yun nga, luckily, nakakuha nga ng trabaho sa casino na may tips. So, medyo mataas yung kita.
Pero you
Ikaw,
landed as a bookkeeper job eventually.
Eventually.
eventually, after 6 years.
Hindi kasi yung experience mo naman sa Pinas, I think hindi naman yun yung career na bet mo, I think. Yun ba talaga yung gusto mo?
Yeah, that's right. Hindi naman niya talaga.
Oo. So parang hindi mo pinush na gamitin yun kasi hindi naman yun yung path na gusto mo.
Oo.
Mm.
Tsaka yun nga, yung bago kami salta dito sa Canada, parang first year pa lang, laging sasabihin ng lahat, ay, pag-aralin mo yung anak mo kasi mahalaga dito yung Canadian education.
Mhm.
So kahit na, nung time na yun, wala, yun na talaga rin yung naging goal ko. Bumalik sa school. Tapos pagbalik ko naman sa school, parang review lang nung nung university,
Yes.
nung university time ko sa Pilipinas.
Mm.
So I took a 2-year course in accounting dito na sa Canada.
Mm.
Dahil sabi nila, yun nga, makakatulong sa akin makalan talaga nung gusto ko talaga nun makapag-office job. And fast forward 2021, nakakuha naman ako ng desk job,
Yung bookkeeping.
yung bookkeeping.
So, I think eventually, tama sila. Yung education, it matters. Do you think?
Yeah, pero
Or,
pero 'di ba kung titingnan mo yung iba hindi na kailangan talaga. Ang
Mhm.
daming ang daming nagkaroon ng trabaho, nagka-desk job nang hindi naman kailangang mag-aral pa. And
Mhm.
ang napakamahal mag-aral. Yun
Mhm.
kasi yun, eh. Okey lang mag-aral kung libre pero yun, nagkaroon tuloy ako ng student loan, 10 years to pay, 2 years to go. So
Yay!
2018 kasi ako nag-aral 'di ba? Tapos yun, hindi 20 ano year ako nag-aral.
Ang tagal
Parang
na kasi
ang
nalimutan mo
layo
yung
na ng
dapat
mga
mo.
years reference ni
Oo,
Memot.
kaya nga. Basta alam ko, yeah, 2018 tapos na ako mag-aral, kaya 2028 bayad ko na yung student loan.
So, sa akin, experience sa Pinas, CPA ako sa Pinas since 2011. Background ko sa Pinas, heavy on corporate finance. So, puro global companies yung una kong jobs. And then, yung last ko was SM. SM Supermalls.
We got it all
It
for
all
you.
for you.
See? So, alam ng lahat yung brand. So, controller ako, financial controller ako before ako umalis sa SM. And nagamit ko ba siya dito? Siyempre at first, hindi ko siya naisip gamitin kasi number one, yun nga kasi yung sinasabi ng lahat na hindi mo siya magagamit. Yun yung sinabi ni Memo. Charing. Hindi, joke lang. And then, I mean, kahit sa vlogs and all, ayon sa research ko, as in magba-back to zero ka na hindi ka talaga mare-recognize kahit decades pa yung experience mo. So, syempre, yun yung na-feed, yun yung magiging default mong paniniwala. Kaya nung nag-a-apply nga ako, kahit ano na lang, okay lang yan. Tinanggap mo na lang. And siguro underlying reason din is, yun nga, kasi ang main purpose ko for moving is parang life reset and all that. So parang hindi ko na lang din masyadong pinush. Pero eventually, na-realize ko, nandun yung market ko. Kasi nandun yung massive experience ko. So doon ko mabebenta yung sarili ko to get out of the minimum wage job. And may push ako to get out of the minimum wage job kasi ang dami kong bayarin. So, ang dami kong fixed expenses na iniwan sa Pinas. So, ang naging motivation ko is, kumbaga, okay namang yung minimum wage job, just that hindi yun yung life na gusto ko and hindi rin yun yung makakasustain sa bills ko, sa fixed expenses ko. So, I had to push for more. So, the only way na I could push for more is pabalik ako dun sa saan ako may market, which is finance. Kaya, ayun, and then na-realize ko noon sa Musjo kasi sobrang liit niya to the point na walang available masyadong jobs. Like merong mga kakilala, connections na hawak lang nila resume mo kasi kumbaga pangako lang na pag nag-resign to, ikaw tatawagan namin kasi wala nga job. So, doon ako nag-explore to search ako ng city bilang gusto ko na rin naman mag-move out of Musjo. So, nag-search ako sa Saskatoon ng accounting jobs and all. So, doon naman, so the bigger the city, the more opportunities, 'di ba? So, higher competition, but choose your hard. 'Di ba? Gusto mo na doon sa walang competition pero wala ka rin makuha job or ang daming jobs, ang dami walang kalaban, 'di ba? So lumaban ako, apply ako sa Saskatoon. So, I think one thing I did differently para mailaban ko yung sarili ko is ibinida ko yung experience ko sa resume ko. Kasi nga, especially noong 2023, I feel like 2023 yung surge ng immigrants. Like, ang dami ng batch namin. So, parang ang dami mo talagang kalaban sa lahat. So, ang ginawa ko sa resume ko, ayun, hindi ko finalo yung mga advices online na ganito ang gawin mo sa Canadian version ng CV, ganyan. Hindi ko finalo. Ang ginawa ko lang, naglagay ako ng 5 bullets sa top ng CV ko ng the best about me. Like, yun nga, CPA ako for over a decade. Ito yung experience ko. I worked with EY, which is a big four, mga ganyan. Binenta ko yung sarili ko, GPA ko, nilagay ko na rin. Kasi nagpa-assess naman ako ng education ko. And, kumbaga, nabalitaan ko kasi may mga countries na graduate ka ng accounting pero hindi ka graduate ng accounting dito. So,
Oh,
pinakita ko
meron kasing academic parang equivalency,
mm,
let's say. So kaya may mga assessment na
mm,
ginagawa for graduate.
yun. Luckily yung sa akin, bachelor's ako, so nilagay ko rin yun na Canadian equivalent, bachelor's ako in accounting,
Mhm.
GPA ko is like this. So, ibinita ko yung sarili ko sa first 5 bullets ng resume. And ang dami kong nakuhang tawag sa Saskatoon. As in, sunod-sunod halos yon. Then eventually interview, and then eventually may 2 job offer. And then, kinuha ko itong trabaho ko pa rin ngayon, which is, actually, itong trabaho ko ngayon, CPA required siya. So step one, inayos ko yung CV ko, 'di ba? So nakuha ko yung attention ng HR, nakakuha ko ng interview. So fast forward to interview with the hiring VP, na personal interview na to. Ang unang tanong sa akin is why would we hire someone who's not a CPA in Canada? So, doon mo talaga i-upsell yung sarili mo. Kasi parang ang sinabi ko lang noon is, babalik ko yung tanong sa'yo. Mag-hire ka ba ng CPA na bagong graduate, pero CPA Canada? Or yung nate-technical lang na walang CPA Canada, pero CPA na for like over a decade?
Yes,
Not
experience-wise.
to mention na controller siya. So, alam niya lahat ng end-to-end ng
Mm.
lahat ng your finance. So, yun yung
Mm.
ibinalik sa kanya. So, na-hire ako kahit CPA required yun. So yun. The point is, kailangan mo lang talagang yabangan. So,
Mhm.
kasi, kasi kailangan mo eh. Kasi hindi ka nila kilala. Wala silang basis sa'yo. Parang credit score, di ba? Hindi ka makaka-loan kasi hindi ka nila kilala. Wala kang history. Di ba? And wala kang trusted na history gusto nila kasi especially here in North America, ang tingin nila sa Pinas, developing country, mababa. So, kahit ano pang ipakita mong experience, they don't really put respect to that. Di ba?
Mhm.
Unless you actually sell yourself. So ganun ginawa ko. So, to answer, nagmatter ba? Nagmatter sa akin. Kasi itong job ko ngayon, though hindi ako controller, pero assistant finance manager naman ako um, with the rate that I want. Um,
Yeah. The goal
with the rate
rate.
that I wanted, and then even when I wanted more.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Mhm.
So, ayun. So, yun, galingan lang sa diskarte, find the right people, or uh, find the right people and say the right words, I think. Kasi kapag masyado kang nagpadala dun sa, ito kasi, hindi daw kasi pwede. Pag
Mhm.
naniwala ka agad yun and hindi ka na lumabas dun, wala talaga mangyayari.
Mahihirapan ka, oo.
Oo.
Mm.
Oh, pati if I may add, kung ibibida mo yung sarili mo, syempre something na totoo naman. Kasi
Oo.
mahirap naman na magbida-bida ka na wala kang
Oo.
output, hindi ka makapagbigay ng good results, 'di ba? So,
Yeah.
I think alam mo naman sa sarili mo kung ano yung skills na
Mm,
meron ka na
mm.
kabida-bida. So, yun. In our case, like Isa and I, so our home country experiences did matter because we landed the same job na meron kami sa Pinas.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, iba talaga yung decades of experience.
And I think kasi nakikita naman nila kung sincere na yung sinasabi mo about yourself is
Mhm.
totoo. Kasi yung
Or kung
mapipin down mo
alam mo
naman
yung
pag,
sinasabi mo na hindi lang siya galing
oo.
something na statement na nakita mo somewhere
Mm.
na
That's so true kasi tinanong nila ako doon about supply and demand. Like
Mm.
stock market, pinag-explain
Economics.
nila ako. So tinest nila yung ano ko sa economics, ganyan.
Oo,
And I
natandaan ko tuloy. Parang nirantro yung buong experience ko sa Pinas nung first job ko.
as in,
Parang,
Oo.
kasi nga, wala naman silang reference for any Canadian experience. So, parang nag-discuss na ako ng accounting during the interview. So, ganon.
ang
Ganon
haba
talaga.
nun.
May trust issues. Saka I think
Ay,
nagmamatter nga din yung demand nga. Speaking of law of supply and demand, kasi
Mm.
um, yung kapag in demand yung job, kahit siguro wala silang tiwala sa experience mo, they would consider kasi they need you. Pero
Mhm.
kumbaga high demand, low supply, walang masyadong nag-apply, ang daming kailangan, there's a chance na kukunin ka nila. Pero
Mhm.
kapag tight competition, walang demand, yun, talagang madededma ka kung hindi mo gagalingan.
Oh, maraming factors talaga.
Mm.
Mhm.
okay, now fast forward to 2026. Does having temporary status affect hiring?
Civil status po o ano?
Ano ba tawag sa status na to? Work
Temporary
status?
status or
Hindi.
Temporary.
Status of liberty.
Shit, wala akong entry.
Does having temporary status affect hiring? Yes, definitely. Kasi sa employer's perspective, if they hire a PR or a citizen, walang expiry, 'di ba? So, kasi permanent status ka na eh, kaya nga permanent resident. So, yun, walang expiry date, walang kailangang paperwork para ano gawing permanent yung temporary status. So, lower risk, lower effort for the employer. So, kumbaga plug and play ka na, 'di ba? Wala na silang kailangang effort for you. Unlike for temporary status, so anong magfo-fall dyan, yung work permit holders or pwede ba mag-work ang student?
for a certain number of hours,
20
Mm,
pwede.
hours.
Pag
mhm,
temporary, may expiration.
mhm.
Mm.
So yun yung mga types of temporary status. May permit validity kasi siya, like what Mami say, yung shinare niya sa experience niya kanina na nagre-renew siya ng work permit niya. Kasi nga, yung renewal hindi rin naman siya guaranteed. So for the employer, syempre ayaw naman niya mag-hire tapos sasabihin mo, ay wala na akong status, hindi na ako
Mhm.
makaka-work dito, hindi na ako legally allowed to work.
Mhm.
So ayaw nila ng sakit ng ulo na yon. And then yun nga, yung future sponsorship, baka biglang okay magustuhan ka na nila during the first term of your work permit tas na expire, and then paano ka nila ikikip, kailangan ka nilang sponsor, so that's too much work. I'm not sure if that costs something pa from
It
the
costs,
employer.
yeah, it entails cost for the employer.
So yun, so that's where the status matters, kasi kung may available namang hindi ko kailangang effortan, bakit ko papipiliin yung mga temporary, di ba?
Mhm.
So
Totoo
yun.
yan. And that's the current job market. I remember dito sa previous job ko, nung siguro ng mga year 2021 until siguro last year, we're still hiring temporary workers. Pero
Mhm.
ito talaga nung pumasok si 2026 or I think the latter part of 2025, doon na nagsimula yung parang ang hirap
Iwas
na
na.
tapos meron pang nababalita, 'di ba, na parang hindi na talaga magbibigay ng ng work permit, hindi na ma-extend yung mga merong temporary
Oo, kasi 'di
status.
ba naging strict si Canada for
Mm.
um I mean accepting new I mean immigrants
Mm.
kasi tinatry nilang establish yung economy, so yun yung nag-start last quarter last
Latter,
year. Mhm.
yeah, last year. So I guess it's more of a business logic, not discrimination.
Mhm.
And let's admit, status matters.
Mhm. Yeah, based on my own experience, it did it did matter. And then um if titingnan natin yung, let's say, in most Filipinos or immigrants here in Canada, they started as temporary through Alamia, like in my case, some as our students and spousal permits, and then in your case, caregiver, wherein package deal with family. So, yun yung parang norm na alam ng mga tao na na mabilis na way or way para makapunta ng Canada. So,
Yeah,
yun siya.
kasi nandun din kasi yung business ng agency
Oh,
sa mga
true.
temporary
Mhm.
status.
Mhm.
Kasi kung titingnan mo yung mga agency, lalo sa Pinas, majority nga ata student yung offer eh. Kasi may mga partnership sila sa schools and all that.
Mhm.
So, yun. So, pero, yun yung typical na alam, temporary entry. Pero, here we are telling everyone na meron namang diretsong PR.
Yeah.
And nakakatawa lang kasi when I talk about express entry, ang lagi sasabihin, ang daming paperwork, hindi ko kaya yan, pang matalino yan, pang ganito yan. Hindi naman eh, kasi marami naman siyang factors considered eh. Hindi, like, point system siya, sure. Paperwork, sure. Kasi, kumbaga, dahil point system, pataasan ng score. So, madaming gagawin. Pero isipin mo naman yung paperwork na yon versus what, 3 years of temporary status bago ka maging PR, tapos yung gastos mo doon, tapos hindi ka pa sure kung matutuloy or what. 'Di
Mhm.
ba? So, sa akin, kung papipiliin ako doon sa, do I need to work on this point system ng paperwork and like IELTS, education assessment, blah, 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 or 3 years kung kakayo din na hindi ko sure kung mararating ko yung PR, 'di ba? So, choose your hard. But the point is, may other pathway na pwedeng hindi ka temporary papasok. Pwedeng PR ka kagad. So that's express entry. Hindi ko na sure kung ano yung meron ngayon, pero meron pa rin.
Oo, meron pa
Magre-research
rin.
pa ako.
Meron pa ring express entry and then may mga
Oo.
bagong category lang sila na nilabas.
Tsaka I think nagbabago lang yung in-demand job. Like,
Mm-mm.
way 2019, in-demand ng finance managers. Right now, I think technology or yung
Healthcare.
STEM, whatever, mga ganon. So yun, another pathway would be yung kay Memot as a dependent, di ba?
Mm.
So, PR siya agad dun. Another pathway is, manap ka ng papakasalan.
Yeah.
Na PR at Citizen, matik yun. Mag-sponsor ka nila. So, ang dami pa. Meron pa bang other ways to na permanent agad na hindi ko nabanggit?
Yung sa mga
I think,
provincial, parang nominee, especially pag,
Pasok express entry din yun.
oo,
sa
especially
express
pag,
entry.
yun nga, in demand or like yung nabasa ko kasi tinutulungan ko yung pinsan ko mag-check.
Mm.
Saskatchewan is looking for healthcare professionals
Mm.
kasi may shortage.
That's
So,
okay. Yes,
oo,
that's okay.
may shortage. So, may ganong na pathway like provincial nominee.
Mhm. I could agree, Saskatchewan is kasi nakita ko wala talagang family doctor, nurse practitioners na yung humaharap, mga ganyan. Tapos galit na galit na yung mga tao and nagpo-fall na yung healthcare dito. So I think ito yung moment na high time for healthcare na pag may experience ka, ma-hire ka talaga kasi kailangan na nila.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Ooh,
Hindi ka
that's an
na,
opportunity sa mga
yes,
papunta pa lang.
yes, yes. Ito yung demand supply, high demand talaga ngayon na sige na, go na ako na sa healthcare ka at may experience ka,
Mhm.
go na. Hindi man
Mm-mm.
kailangan siguro ng mga specific certification like RN and whatsoever, pero you can get the job.
Kasi sinend ko sa
Mm.
kanya pareho express entry tsaka yung provincial nominee kasi nga
Mm.
yung supply and demand ng
Mm.
healthcare
Mm.
professionals.
Yeah.
Okay, but generally speaking, kamusta yung job market ngayon? Actually, ako, like I said earlier, naghahanap ako ngayon ng trabaho. And then, actually, marami naman talagang job. Especially siguro nandito nga ako sa Edmonton, which is, marami talaga ring trabaho talaga dito. Pero yun nga, pag dami ng trabaho, like Isa mentioned earlier, pag pagdami rin ng competitors mo, so marami rin nag-a-apply. So I think if you're struggling right now sa paghanap ng trabaho, I think normal lang yun kasi nga mataas yung competition.
And if we were asked kung may opportunity pa rin ba? Meron pa ring opportunity. Yun nga, as we mentioned earlier, it depends dun sa demand. So, if in demand, like yung currently ang in demand is yung healthcare, like sa trades, construction, yun yung maraming trabaho ngayon. Pero let's say if you're in a place or in a city na oversaturated na yung mga office job, let's say finance, may hirapan ka. Kasi what Isa did before, she moved to a bigger city kasi sobrang I mean, less job dun sa small city kung nasan siya before. And then when she moved, ang daming in demand yung finance work. And it's really a matter of knowing where you are, kung ano ba yung mga trabaho na may offer kung nasan ka. And then eventually you can move. Nag-strategize ka lang or planning kung ano ba yung magwo-work sa'yo ng mas okay.
Place matters kasi ano yung in demand in that area and type of job kasi I think in general yung mga desk job hard to get kasi everyone wants indoor job because of
Mhm.
the weather, 'di
Better.
ba?
Mhm.
Kasi like people always say mataas magpasahod ang trades. Pero kasi alin yung mga trades? Welding, ano pa nga ba?
Mhm.
Truck driver, tama ba ako?
Pipe
Logistics.
fitters, yung mga pipe
Logistics.
fitters,
Oh,
Uh,
yun.
alin ba yung mga outdoor na ang hirap-hirap pag winter na
Construction.
oo
construction.
ayaw ng mga tao pero kailangan nila ng employee kaya ang taas ng pasahod. So kumbaga high demand walang supply.
Mhm.
So kaya yung jobs ng trades lagi siyang high demand low
Right.
supply kasi mas pinipili ng mga tao yung indoor kasi nga may winter. I think kaya yung mga accounting jobs, finance desk job, bookkeeping, medyo mahirap makakuha high competition kasi especially sa immigrants na hindi sanay sa winter, ang gugustuhin mo talaga nasa indoor ka. Kasi pag
Mm-mm.
indoor ng yung job mo, hindi mo problema ang winter hanggang parking lang yung winter mo. Pagpasok mo wala na, di ba? Lalo na yung naka-remote work dyan, may winter ka ba?
Nalik kaya.
Ang ginagawa na lang niya sa thermostat niya, binababa niya, ginagawang pending.
Para
Parang,
ma-feel niya. Nagagamit ba yung winter boots mo dyan?
Ah, kinalimutan ko na yung mga winter clothes and shoes.
parang share ko lang, yung
Mhm.
kagaya nung dalawa kong kapatid. So, sila, yung nasa trade sila. So, one is a truck driver and one is a mechanic, auto mechanic, automotive mechanic. Ano tawag doon?
Daming job description.
Tawag
Mechanic engineer.
automotive technician? Ano ba tawag? Technician ba?
Mekaniko.
Tawagan na natin si Kuya. Ay,
Pwede naman kasing Tagalog. Oo nga.
Beshi
So,
chat. Beshi
yung
chat.
isang yung isa mekaniko. So sila kahit na yung ano sila yung parang minsan kapag ayaw nila sa trabaho nila, aalis na lang sila and it's so easy for them to find another job.
Kasi nga high
Laging merong
demand.
available for them.
Oo.
Oo.
Oo. As in walang gap, parang after one job, meron na agad. Hindi kagaya
Oo.
kapag yun nga nasa yung pag desk job, sobrang saturated talaga niya.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So ngayon isang linggo na akong walang trabaho.
Hindi
Naghahanap
ka
pa rin.
gahanap ka na ba? Pa-Europe ka pa eh.
Oo, pa-Europe
Oo.
pa. Wala, nag-a-apply-apply lang ako.
Send
Pero
lang.
hindi ko pa masyadong binibida yung sarili.
Pero
Mhm.
yung mga kapatid mo, anong may winter problem sila as a trades worker? Like
I don't
weather.
think so kasi yung mekaniko parang indoor naman, parang meron silang
Mm.
malaking warehouse where they
Mhm.
do the job.
Mm.
Yung siguro yung truck driver, yun yung meron kasi siyempre lalabas siya tapos magfi-fill up ng tank. Pero alam ko meron silang rule dun eh, kapag yung super winter, parang they're
Mm.
only allowed 15 minutes outside and then kailangan
Mm.
mag-indoor na sila for 45 minutes. And then 15 minutes of work ulit, tas indoor 45 minutes.
15 as in 1-5?
Oo, 1-5. They're not allowed to stay longer kasi nga
Mm.
frostbite talaga.
Mm.
Mhm.
Agad-agad. Lalo na kapag yung extreme winter
Winter.
condition. So parang nasa healthy, safety health. Help me.
Health safety? Health
Health
safety.
safety. Oo, nasa
Health
health safety
safety.
standards nila yon.
Oo.
Pinag-aaralan.
Kanina ka pa, automotive safety.
Hindi ko makuha yung mga
Nagsisynonyms na.
words.
Occupational health safety.
O yun, baka mas
Ay,
tama yun.
tama yun.
Occupational
Occupational health
hazard.
safety, yun talaga yun. Kasi pinagtitake nila ako minsan ng mga ano
OHS.
nila eh. Yung mga training nila. May mga training sila doon sa mga ganun.
Mhm.
Okay, so now what's the real truth? Would you say in confidence that your life is upgraded here in Canada?
Big word.
So, upgraded nga ba? Or na-upgrade nga ba yung buhay natin sa Canada? So, I would say upgraded is subjective. Kasi for some people, upgraded life means like, higher income. Of course, in dollars. Yung na-afford mong makapagpadala sa Pilipinas on top of your own expenses dito. Yung access sa healthcare and then healthcare and benefits. Cleaner environment, organized system, stronger passport, which one of the Isa's reason why she decided to move to Canada. So, if yun yung definition mo ng upgraded, then we could say yes. Yun yung own definition mo ng upgraded eh. So if you're falling into those reasons, then we could say yes. In my case, yes, super relatable ako dun sa mga reasons na yun kasi as a pamilyadong ina, so nagmamatter yung healthcare benefits, cleaner environment. I would say na-upgrade yung buhay namin in that sense.
Yes, I agree. Upgraded is very subjective kasi it's like success. What's your definition?
Yeah.
Diba? Yeah. So yung upgrade kay Mami Se na for the kids, for her family, is irrelevant to me. So yun yung definition niya na upgraded. Sa akin, I always say downgraded yung buhay ko. Kasi, kumbaga financially, career-wise, bumaba ako. Pero, I rarely talk about the upgrade side. So sa akin, it's a trade-off. So it upgrades a portion of your life, it downgrades a portion of your life. Just like every other decision. I think hindi lang siya Canada. Kahit yung daily life mo, lahat talaga trade-off.
Mhm.
So sa akin, na-downgrade ako sa career, na-downgrade ako sa finances kasi kumbaga kahit nakuha ko yung rate na gusto ko dito, yung gastos naman, which we will talk about cost of living in some other time. So in that essence, downgrade. In terms of daily living naman, I would say it's an upgrade. Kasi I think nasabi ko to sa previous episode where sa Pinas kasi tanggap na lang natin na ganito na yung buhay. Like customer service takes 2 hours. Punta ka sa bangko, magwi-wait ka for hours. Tawag ka sa customer service, hindi mo alam, may sasagot ba, ubos na yung load ko.
Mhm.
Diba? So those simple things, yun yung never kong babalikan sa Pinas. Kasi dito, ang simple ng lahat, ang daling kausap ng lahat. May i-return ka? Okay, return.
Yeah, no questions asked. Nasaan yung receipt?
Ask. 'Di ba? So, ang simple ng buhay kasi siguro ayaw lang din nilang mahirapan or kasi may konseptong simple lang ang buhay. 'Di ba? So, 'yun, yung daily living, driving, Diyos ko, driving. Ibang-iba like a month ago lang or 2 months ago, nasa Pinas ako, nag-drive ako. Kitang-kita ko yung difference ng driving dito sa Canada at sa Pinas. That and then yung sa Pinas na kada galaw mo may toll fee. Alam mo yun? At tayo, swerte tayo, Alberta, Saskatchewan, walang mga toll. I think Toronto meron. Pero alam mo yun, kumbaga, in terms of quality of living talaga, totoo naman yun. Totoo yung mga press release nila about quality of living sa first world, hindi lang sa Canada. So, pag talaga maganda ang ekonomiya and maayos yung gobyerno, let's not go there.
Yan na.
Mahabang diskusyon.
Mahabang diskusyon.
Aabutin tayo ng
Ah,
May kapupuntahan. Yeah, ano pa ba yun sa daily living? Mas may time ako dito. So, kasi sa Pinas, though nandun ako sa top career, ganyan, wala akong time masyado.
Mhm.
Alam kong debatable to sa mga may mga anak, pero kumbaga, kasi I work 14, 16 hours a day doon. And on call pa ako kahit nasa bakasyon ako, may time na nasa Vietnam ako, may pa-meeting nagko-cross ako ng border, nasa Teams call ako, ganyan. Wala akong, kumbaga, on call ako. So, like anywhere, pag mataas ang sahod, dala nilang kaluluwa mo. So, so
sa
wala akong time
Pilipinas.
sa Pilipinas. So dito, dami kong time. Kita nyo naman, nagbibig ako ng pandesal ngayon.
Ooh, that's
Nakakaluto ko lang ng
good.
Sarap.
steak. Mas marami akong time sa Canada. Ang dami, naging chef na ako dito. Lahat na nang naisip kong gawin, biko, pandesal, Spanish bread, nagagawa ko na siya.
Oo.
Never ko nagagawa
Dishes
before.
na nagawa mo na. Mhm.
So, wala akong ganong time. And for the first time in forever, consistent akong mag-workout, mag-gym. Sa Pinas, nagiging charity worker lang ako ng gym. Bayad lang ako ng bayad. Hindi ako nakakapunta kasi pagod na pagod ako sa work every time. Dito, as in, may time ako for it. So, yun naman. So, that's my upgrade side. So, yes, yun yung definition ko ng upgrade and downgrade. So, syempre, yun nga, it's a very personal thing.
Mhm.
Diba? Kaya pag bawa may magtatanong ng should I move? Should I move? Ang sagot ay, my experience might not be yours. So it's a personal choice.
Mhm.
So yun, upgraded means for others being close to family, like Mami Se and Memot, kasama sila. At mag-isa ako sa buhay. So upgraded could mean easy social life and community, or professional status and title pag nakakuha ka ng kasi meron naman ako nakikita may mga nag-lawyer na dito, nag-doktor na dito, 'di ba? Nakaka-proud.
Yeah.
Oo.
Mm.
It's just emotional comfort. So, 'di ba? No shallow reasons. Kung yun yung personal definition mo, so be it. So,
There's no right or wrong.
yun, Memot, ikaw, upgraded ba ang buhay mo sa Canada?
Well, nung dumating naman dito nga sa Canada, hindi tayo sigurado kung ano yung pwedeng mangyari. Pero ako kasi noon, parang papunta pa lang, parang expected ko na ma-upgrade siya in the sense na yung na-mention mo nga kanina kasi iba first world country, so iba talaga yung lifestyle, yung quality of living. So I guess in that way, upgraded siya. Pero siyempre, when someone asks kung napaganda ba yung buhay mo sa Canada, the honest answer isn't a simple yes or no. My life changed. In some areas, it upgraded, but in some areas, it got harder. But overall, I guess options expanded. I think yung kanina discuss natin yung about sa may better opportunity ba talaga sa Canada. I think meron naman nga, kaso kailangan mo lang talagang galingan yung pagbebenta ng sarili.
Mhm.
I think the downgrade part in my case would be to keep up with the cost of living. So, kinailangan ko mag-work ng dalawang trabaho. And then, dahil
Mhm.
dalawang trabaho, minsan nag-overlap tong dalawang trabaho na to, especially on Fridays. So, yun yung parang tinatawag kong hell day kasi I work in the morning from 7:30 until 4, and then magnanap lang, and then work na ulit sa casino naman from 7 p.m. till 3 a.m. So I guess
Mhm.
nandun yung downgrade. Pero overall, yun nga 'pag nagda-drive ako, minsan malulungkot ako na bakit ba ako nandito, pero I'll just look around. Parang napaka-smooth lang, nagda-drive ka dire-diretso ka. Wala walang ano,
Tila.
so nandun yung moment na, "Ay, thank you." Biglang mapapa-thank you ka na lang kasi nandito ka.
May mag-moment ka sa Pinas na businahan ka na sa first 2 seconds. Like, huy, yung ginagawa mo! Umalis ka
Kaya nga,
dyan!
Diyos ko
Oo.
na-record ka na,
Oo.
ta's na-post ka na sa social
Na-post ka.
media.
Nag-viral ka na sa Facebook. Mm.
Pero nabanggit mo yun nga, you had to work 2 jobs for cost of living. I think may nag-pop lang sa akin na sa next episodes natin,
Mm.
cost of living nga ba or just your lifestyle choices?
Yeah,
Hmm.
oo. I think may sagot nga rin ako diyan, or um, tama ba yung mga financial decisions.
Oo. So, pag-uusapan natin sa mga susunod na kabanata. So, I think summarize natin ang ating episode. So napag-usapan natin yung opportunities. So let's be real. Yes, Canada does offer opportunities, but it's not automatic. Opportunity is a very general term. Kahit saan ka magpunta, meron yan. Unless magpunta ka sa very remote area na, alam mo yun, na wala ng tao, siguro. So, but right now, as we speak in 2026, March, the
Mhm.
market is very competitive. Is temporary status, it's workable, it's there. If that's what you have, good for you, at least may status ka. Pero it can create hesitation sa employers, so it still matters at the end of the day.
Mhm.
The most important part, I think, that we talked about is hindi totoo na hindi mo magagamit yung experience mo from Pinas.
Oh, yeah.
Baliin na natin yan.
Mm.
I agree.
So, your experience from home, it doesn't translate on day one. Okay? Pero just there would be an opportunity, there would be an employer na magtitiwala dun sa experience mo. But, hindi siya magic. Kailangan ng effort from your end.
Mhm. So with those challenges, status, I mean, your own experiences being acknowledged here. So it doesn't stop there. So it doesn't mean na you can't succeed or hindi ka magsasucceed. Because look where we are. I mean, kaming tatlo, we're a living example na um, kaya mag-succeed regardless if magamit mo yung experience mo dito or hindi. Nasa tamang diskarte lang yan, planning. So, it's really up to you kung ano yung gusto mo. Kasi if you really want something, I think gagawa ka ng paraan to have it para ma-achieve mo yun or if it's a goal or dream of you. So, it's really personal. So, marami namang options. If if you're in a place na saturated yung job na gusto mo, pwede kang mag-upgrade or you can move location or cities. And then, talking about upgrading, in my case, I was offered to take the payroll certification kasi required sa job. So the company support that certification. So sila yung nagbayad, sumagot ng lahat, all the courses until you get your certification. So those are that is another option. And then on kung paano mo din i-market yung sarili mo, that's may edge ka din. I mean, if you can support yung ano yung value or skills na may bibigay mo sa company, they'll buy it. So, yeah, it's really up to you. Kaya.
Kayang-kaya.
Kaya.
So Canada doesn't automatically upgrade your life, but it upgrades your options. So what you build from those options, so yun nga yung mga na-mention nila, you can strategize, you can upgrade your skills, and yung trait na meron lahat ng mga Pilipino, yung resilience. So ito yung magde-determine ng upgrade mo, ng upgrade na sinasabi natin kapag nandito ka na sa Canada.
Agreed. And more than resilience, I think important yung adaptability. Kasi if you really want something more, medyo resilience can apply at a certain point lang. 'Di ba? Kasi pag resilience, tinanggap mo na lang to. Bumaluktot ka sa kumot instead of maghanap ng mas malaking kumot. 'Di ba? So, so whether you're planning to move or already here, just focus on being prepared, being adaptable, and intentional. Like know your why. Stick to your why. Know what you want. Know the life. Like recognize and know and stick to it yung life na gusto mo and move to it. Hindi kasi magic na gusto ko to pero nasa couch lang ako. Gusto ko to pero hindi ako didiskarte differently. Hindi man kasi life doesn't work that way. So,
And always remember na your past experience do matters here. So, kalimutan na natin yung dating sinasabi nila lagi na hindi, magsisimula ka sa mababa, back to zero. Don't expect na yung job mo sa Pinas is hindi mo na makukuha mo siya dito. So, kalimutan na natin yun. Kasi your experiences from your home country did matter. It do matter. And also, you just have to know ways on how to translate it. Kung paano magmamaterialize yung experience mo, kung paano mo siya magagamit.
At para sa mga kababayan natin na merong temporary work status, pagpe-pray namin kayo. Hindi, I think kaya-kayang i-overcome. So hanapin lang natin yung niche natin or yung employer na magbibigay sa atin ng PR status or ma-extend yung temporary work status.
Or
It is a
hanap
challenge
ng
na
way, ng other way aside from looking for PR. Kasi pasok pa rin naman sila sa express entry applications even nandito.
may edge nga sila sa express
Oo,
entry eh.
especially
because
na
they're already
nandito.
here.
Oo, nandito na sila. So we could conclude that opportunities are still there, but we have to be ready and determined. Just focus on your goals and you'll get there.
Remember, regardless of status, regardless of pathway, pare-pareho naming na-experience na nagsasend ng resume everyday, alam mo yun, na-experience pa rin, nagsasend pa rin ako ngayon. Lahat pinagdadaanan yan, sending resume, looking for job, looking for better job. You just do what you do for what you think is best for yourself, 'di ba? And in that process, dadaan ka pa rin sa weak moments na doubting yourself na bakit wala akong makuha, bakit walang mag-sponsor sa aking PR and all that. Wondering if tama bang nandito ako. Honestly, less than 3 years in, naisip ko pa rin yun. Tama ba nandito ako? Ba't ba ako nandito? Mag ginagawa ko sa buhay ko. So, I
Di
think
ba ako rin, tinatanong ko
diba?
rin yung sarili ko, 11 years na.
Yung
May
dinosaur
mga
era na
ganong
dito,
moments pa
nagtatanong
rin
pa tayo.
talaga.
Oo,
Oo,
Hindi
talagang
hindi
hindi
natin
siya
mawawala.
nawawala.
hindi
Hindi
mawawala.
siya nawawala. Kasi, I think kahit naman, halimbawa, right now, nandun tayo sa mga bahay natin, mapapatanong ka pa rin, tama bang nandito ako? Tama ba yung, 'di ba? Kasi endless yung desire ng person. So, yun. So, ang nangyari lang, napapatanong ka, Canadian version. Ganun.
Mm.
Kasi nasa Canada ka. So, yeah. So now we know Canada isn't easy. So as Pinas, everywhere is not easy. Actually, I don't think kahit saan ka magpunta may easy. It's just a matter of how you see things that makes it easy.
Easy,
No.
yes.
Mhm. So adaptability is very important kasi I think when you're adaptable, the easy comes easy. Kasi nakaka-adapt ka, so hindi mo masyadong didibdibin lahat ng mahirap. And
Or
papadaliin.
the hard part would come easy.
Oo. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. So, I don't want to say think positive. I'd say adapt and and yun nga, strategize kasi
I think mas maganda yon.
Mm.
Okay. And in our next episode, pag-usapan namin naman yung cost of living in Canada. And I think you guys are curious. Magkano ba talaga yung sinasabi nilang napakamahal na gastos dito sa Canada? So homeworks nyo, Mami Zen, Isa, income statement,
Income statement. PowerPoint
monthly income
presentation.
statements, o gusto nyo quarterly income statement,
May
or
ratio
annual
analysis
income
ba to?
statement.
salin to salin.